audio mastering secrets. Analyzing a WAV file before mastering. In this video, I'm going to show you several typical submissions that I get from clients, how much headroom you should have in mastering, how much you shouldn't have, and a couple little tips along the way. This first song here is what's considered the ultimate amount of headroom for a song, 6 decibels, right here. In your chorus, you have 6 decibels of headroom. Everything in mastering pretty much works with the loudest part of the song, whether it's your compression, whether it's your loudness maximization. You always want to focus on and start with the loudest part. Same thing goes with headroom. We're not going to count the headroom here. You know, all right, let's get this to 6 decibels and this goes way over. No, we go with the loudest part of the song, and this is it here. And I'm going to show you on the meter what we're talking about with headroom. Here's 0, here's 6, here's 12. 0 is, you know, we say over 0 is distortion. You don't want to cross 0. Anything under this 0 is how much headroom you have. So let me take a look here. When I start this, as you can see, file's bouncing up and down. You got a quick hit over 6. You got a little bit under 6. You're just at about 6 decibels of headroom. That's good. That's good. They say it's perfect, but you can actually go with a little bit more. The second file here is 3 decibels of headroom. I'll show you real quick. Jumping up a little bit more to there, you got 3 decibels of headroom. Now, in your verses, you have a little bit less, but the dynamic range isn't that different between the two to cause that much of a problem. This next track is 0. 0 decibels. Some people won't work with it. This is perfectly fine, and I'll show you why. First, let me show you it is 0. It's popping at 0. Yeah, that's a 0. Because it's jumping over, it's going to stop at the 0, but it would be going over if this meter did go over 0, and then it comes back underneath. So it's putting you right at 0. The reason why there's no problem you could master this to perfection is because you can see peaks. There's no flat spots. You know, this is good. The only difference is, obviously, you're not going to loudness maximize. Here you might, you know, go 4, 5, 6 dBs. Here you might go a half dB. Actually, with this, you'd probably go maybe 1.5 decibels boost. But that's the difference. It's not that you can't master it. It's just that you can't make it as loud as you might make this song or in another general song because the client submitted it too loud already. But you have no peaks, flat spots. There's no distortion. It sounds good. You can master it. So all I'm trying to say here is just because it's 0 decibels doesn't mean you can't do anything with it. Sometimes it does, but in this case, no flat spots, no distortion. Listen to it. Does it sound good? You can work with it. You know, 6 dBs, 3 dBs isn't a general rule. I mean, actually, it is a general rule. It's not locked, guaranteed, has to be, or you can't work with it. Get the book, Audio Mastering Secrets, a #1 bestseller on Amazon. There's a lot of graphs and charts in the book, not included in the video. Helps you follow along a little bit better and get your masters sounding the very best they can. This file here, here's your train wreck. I always love this one. I get this one in, and hey, can you master my song? I'm like, ugh. It's a little bit powerful here. Well, let's see how this looks. If we put this on, oh my goodness, it doesn't even move. It's just a straight bar line. You have no movement. This is actually probably 3 decibels over if my meter went over. And you can't master this. This is total hiss. This is just messed up. But here's one thing I want to show you. A lot of times I will send someone like this and I'll tell them, well, reduce your levels. Now, when you reduce your levels on the mixer board or your master fader. You can't just gain this down. Let me show you if I do that. If I grab this and gain it down, 6 decibels of headroom, the number everyone loves. Okay, they take the file, they go -6, bam, and they send this back to me. Now, we throughout the courses in the book, and I talk about flat spots or distortion. This is as flat as you get. This is just 2 flat black lines. And you know what? Just because you lowered it 6 decibels, and let's see this. Look, the headroom. You have exactly 6 decibels of headroom. Look at that. It's perfect. But guess what? It's hiss. It's distorted. It's too loud. You can't understand anything. This is complete, total, static train wreck. And you know what? You still can't master it. And when you turn the volume up on this, it's still distorted. It doesn't change the fact. Like I'd mentioned, if you want to lower your headroom, you have to do it on your tracks, and you have to do it on your master out. If you raise your master out, you're never supposed to raise your master out. There's no need to. You don't have to. So that's your train wreck file. Don't submit this. If it looks like this, try to get it to look like this one, lower your levels on your tracks to try to get it. If you stay under 0 level, you should have no problem. If you're under 0 on all of your tracks, you're going to get this. You're going to get this. Some people run hot. You're going to get this, but you won't get this. Stay under 0 level on all your tracks. This file here, this is a simple one. Someone sends it. It's just, I'm not even going to run the meter. It's probably 18 decibels of headroom. Way too much. Can I master this? Yes. Will it sound good? We record all in digital, so it'll probably sound pretty good. But the problem with this is I can't see anything. I mean, I can, but this is the loud part. I guess it is. It's just too small, and there's no reason for me to deal with this. So when a client submits this, I don't send it back and say, hey, I want this to be all raised up and do your levels, because they may never come back. What I do is gain it myself. I'll gain this 10, and we'll hit it. And there you go. Now I can see this. All right, here's my loud part. I have to focus on this for my compression right there. When I check the loudness, I have to go and put my locators here. I could see the peak, so we got, a little bit punch to it. I can also see by looking at this that it's not heavily compressed. You have these hits. When you have hits, means not a lot of compression. What does that mean in terms of mastering? If a song has hits, you might compress a little. You're going to look at that. See these hits on this one? Also, this means you're going to need a little bit of compression to even out the jaggedness. That's not bad. It's not wrong. It just is what it is. Something like this you can see is more compressed. If you get a rock song, a lot of times they're not like this, obviously, but they are kind of peakless. Your peaks are down. Peaks are down. That means they already compressed those guitars really good. What does that tell me? It just tells me I don't have to over compress this. I'll tell you something. You get a rock song, you look at it, it doesn't have heavy peaks. They already compressed that song. You go and recompress it, they're going to tell you guaranteed, take the compression off, you messed up. They'll catch it in a minute. And you'll learn. You'll learn as you go along. But evaluate the mix. Also listening. This is a visual evaluation. Listening to, you will be able to hear. You always go with your ears, but in this one it's visual. And now that I am here, we're going to go with this final one. And this final one is what I call just big dynamic range. Very drastic between the verses and the chorus. This is the verse, this is the chorus. You got 20 decibels in between. You cannot master this. Let me tell you why. If you try to compress this, you can't compress this down to this. Even with loudness maximization, there's just too much of a discrepancy between the two. And what'll happen is, even if you do loudness maximize this part will never be loud enough. The song will come on, hey, I can't understand the song. And then they turn it up, and then this part comes in and it blows you in the face. So basically, here's how I solve this. Very simple. A little bit of work, a little bit of manual work you got to do here. But you know what? You want to make songs to sound the very best they can. You got to do something with them to make that happen, whatever it takes. But you have two options. You make this lower in volume with your gain control. You make this higher in volume with your gain control. Or you do a combination of both. What am I going to do? For the sake of example, I'll do a quick combination of both. So basically what I'm going to do is grab my range selector, slide it, and then let's say I'm going to go up 5. Now this isn't exactly on the marker. I might look a little closer if this was an actual client, but just for an example, I'm going to shoot this up 5. All right, look, we got that up bigger now, right? And then I'm going to go here. Let's go from this part. Let me shoot this one up 5. All right. Okay. We shot that 5. We shot that 5. Let me move this over so I can actually see my wave. Actually, I shrunk the track. Let me move the track up a little bit more. And then you're going to move this one down. Now, you know, all songs are different. For this one, this works. Sometimes you just lower the bigger parts, the louder parts. Sometimes you just make the verses or the quieter parts higher. But in this one, I'm doing both just for example. And then I'm going to move this one down, let's say 5. All right, so now when you master this song, your dynamic range is a little bit closer. It's closer. And you know what you could actually do? Even you can hit this and gain the whole track up again if you wanted to. But my example is just to balance this out a little bit so that you don't have as many problems with your overall volume in the song. And that is it for analyzing your WAV files that clients submit you. If you enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This will allow me to create more advanced videos, and I'll have some prize giveaways too.